Among every world, among every timeline, among everything you can imagine in different worlds, people are there to guide you through stories, guide you through timelines. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. This is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys will enjoy this video. And yes, I am playing Elden Ring in the background. I have had this for a couple of 2 months, I think, now? Maybe 3? I have no idea. But I decided, fuck it, let's play in the background. I wanted to show you how I created the character, but I had the mic on and so I just deleted the recording of me creating the character. So here's just the intro, and I have already played the game, so I'm not a lot far, but I have defeated some bosses. Let's just say that. And yeah, I'm playing in the background. I will continue to talk. So yeah, let's begin this video. Where we last left off, Belle was aka helping the girls to with clothes items. Not forced into it, of course. No, he was not forced. He was, well, you know. Belle was walking through the streets with Tayona, Lufia, Eyes. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, and that was kind of it. They were walking through the street looking for some clothes that they needed. Belle was just confused about this and how did he even get to this point. Belle was walking when he noticed the store they were about to go into. Should I go in there? Why not? Well, it's kind of an Amazon store, and the clothes. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Are you sure? Yes, it's fine, Belle. Okay. Well, by the way, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. It's a female character. I forgot to say that. I'm playing as a female character in the game, so you don't get confused. So yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Belle walked in with them, but immediately blushes at the clothes. Are you still sure I'm allowed to go in here? Yes, you're allowed, Belle. Don't worry about it. Okay. Belle stood and just looked up to the roof, not looking at the clothes. The girls looked at some items and things they will use, but never picked it up. Belle looked up when Ice asked the question. When Tiona walked up, "Hey Belle, I have a question." Belle looked towards her and didn't see what she held in her hand. Yeah, what is it? She showed the swimming suit, if I'm correct, to Belle and asked, "So what do you think Ice will look like if she has this on?" After some few moments, Belle just exploded and just blushed heavily. It's I don't I don't know what you're talking about. It's fun. It's fun to see you like this. Come on! Don't worry, don't worry. I will still make fun of you. Please stop. Nope. Oh. Belle just looked up again with a heavily blush. Well, a big blush on his face. And after some few minutes, Lucia forced them all to go to an elven shop instead. Belle looked around at the clothes and actually talked. Well, begins to talk. Well, I can say that elven clothes are, well, good in a sense, but it's not very movable. You can't move around a lot. This shocked the girls about what he said. How do you know that? Lucia shouted out, kind of angry at him. Oh, there are some elves living in my village, so I kind of knew about this. Really? Yeah, yes. Everyone looked shocked at this. Belle? Yes? How many races lives in your village? A lot. I think almost all of them. But I don't want to talk about it, please. Okay, if you say so, but that's kind of rare. Yeah, okay. We cannot. Please don't talk about it. Everyone just nodded at this. Okay, if you say so. Belle looked around but decided not to buy any clothes. He did get some money. He still has some money to buy some. After some few moments, Belle walked out of the store. Belle walked out of the store and just stood outside. Ice, Tiona, Tayone, and Lucia joined him afterwards. Lucia didn't look happy at, well, the situation. What she's mad about? She couldn't get some. She couldn't find some clothes to Ice. That's it. Oh. Okay. Well, we can go to a human store. We can go down to a human store. Maybe you can pick out some clothes for her there. I actually need some other clothes for adventuring. Really? Yeah. Belle looked at this outfit. I'm kind of going in with my normal outfit, so I kind of need new clothes to that. Oh, okay. Everyone walks down to the human store when Tyone asked a question. So, Belle, when you said every race, I asked not to talk about it. I'm just curious. Every race? Every race. Yes. Even Amazons. Yes, even Amazons. Not as. Well, they do have more clothes on them than you have right now. Oh. Huh. What kind of village is it? It's near a mountain. I don't want to talk about it more, so please stop. Alright. Guess I can't get anything out of you. They walked into a they walked into the store and looked around for some clothes. The girls went somewhere else where the girls' clothes were, and Belle walked to, well, the men's area. Belle looked around for some items he can use when item he can use. Belle found an outfit that had a Belle found a black shirt and a black pants as well, and some boots. He found some gloves he can use as well. After some few moments and the girls got done, they try to find Belle when they hear a area where people can change in the men's area open. They saw Belle walking out in a black outfit. Wow, Belle, you look good in that outfit. You think so? Yeah, you look good in that. Belle looked at him. Belle looked at himself and saw that they were not wrong, but still it looked weird on him. Well, it still looks weird on me. Yeah, you don't. Well, you need armor. Yeah, your armor can fit on it. Maybe that will look better. Well, I only have a chest plate, so that will not work. Really? You only have a chest plate? Yes. It's only been, what, like... Oh, it's been around 2 weeks now since Belle started adventuring. 3 weeks, well, the 1 week when he trained, yeah, it's been 2 weeks since he's last trained. 2 weeks he's been dungeon diving. Well, we are not far from a store. But we can, we do have some items we want to take home. But we won't leave you alone. Tioni just fought on it. Hey, hey, Eyes. Yes? Can you take Belle to an armor shop? Are you sure? Yeah, you can help him more. I've heard you broke a lot of items. Please don't say that. Oh, come on, it can't be that worse. Just help him pick out some items. Fine, I can help. Come with me, Val. We can pick out some items. Do you have enough Valis? I think so. I can pay for it. Don't worry, I can pay for it if you need. I can pay for some items if you pay for your armor if you need. Oh no, you don't have to waste money on me. Belle, just take it. Are you sure? Yes, it's fine, Belle. Don't worry. Okay. Belle walked with eyes away from the girls when Tayona spoke up. You have all noticed that Eyes is kind of becoming more and more attached to Belle, right? Yeah, you don't say. What should we do? Follow them? No, leave them alone. He will not do anything. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Don't worry about it. Well, Isuku? After a moment, came out from an alley. Of course you spotted me. Yeah, don't worry about it. Tayona kind of walked up to Tayona, not Tayoni. Tayoni's this. If I. Alright, so. I'm talking about Tayona, the flat chested sister. So it makes sense. Tayona walked up to Isugu and kissed him on his cheek. Do you mind being a good boy and go with Ice and Bell, but please be far away so nice eyes can't sense you? Fine. Bakugo is behind me, by the way. God damn it, nerd! Bakugo walked out at that point. If you two didn't want to go with us about clothes shopping, why did you try to, well, tail us? We want to make sure nothing happened to Belle. That's a lie. We want to make sure Belle didn't do anything stupid. Really? Oi, don't blame me. Belle is still a kid. Yeah, don't worry, we get it. Isugu nodded of where he's gonna go with and try to find Belle and Ice, and walked away. After some few hours of walking, Belle and Ice reached the Tower of Babel. Are you sure? Where should we go? Ice looked at him. We are going up to the tower. There's a shop where Rookie Smith are gonna be. They make armor weapons that you can fight with. You also need different weapons, right? Yeah. I'm used to a knife, but more like a hunting knife. I get it, don't worry. Belle walked with Ice to a place where they stood on. So, what is gonna happen? Belle asked when Ice just pushed the button. No, walked over to the middle of the platform and pressed down onto the floor, making it move, and after a few seconds, the floor rising up to the top. Whoa! What is this? It's called an elevator. It's an invention a long time ago someone invented. But I don't know who did it. Okay, this is cool. After a few seconds, they reached into a hallway. They walked out and sees a lot of folk going around. This is where rookie adventurers go to buy items, weapons, and armor. Whoa, it's really full. Of course. A lot of the adventurers go here to repair or just trying to buy some new items. Belle and I walked around to try to find a shop. After 10 minutes of walking around looking for a shop they can use, Belle never found an armor for him. They walked into a store where red-haired man was shouting at the clerk. No, not that. They walked into the store and go to the back. After a minute, they hear shouting from the front. Belle walked to the back and sees looking at some items. No, no, no. Damn it. Belle was walking through the shelf with eyes when he spotted something and stopped. He took some few steps back and looked at the item. It was a white armor with red pattern, a red line going through it. Belle picked it up and looked at it. I like this kind of armor. It's light armor, so it makes sense. You said you were a hunter. I forgot. Did I mention that he said that? Well, let's say he did. Just for safety's sake. Yeah, I'm kind of a hunter, so I need light armor to move around. So yeah, this armor will kind of work for me. We should probably go and talk to try to put it on. Just some few pieces, like legs and armor and the chest plate. Belle took it out and clipped it on him. And put the chest plate on. It moved around with Belle. He tried the arms and legs as well. It fit perfectly on him. It fits kind of perfectly, but it's still kind of, well, uncomfortable. That will make sense. You're still new, and that armor was not specifically made for you. Yeah, that makes sense. Belle took the armor off and put it down into the crate and picked it up, walking to the front of the store. Well, the shop. Walking towards the desk. The man was still arguing with a red-haired man with a blue scarf on his neck. The man just shook his eyes and looked at Belle and eyes. Oh, how can I help you, young man? Belle walked up and just put the crate on the desk. Can I buy this? The man looked shocked at this, and the red-haired man just went quiet when he glared at the man but looked shocked at the boy. Are you sure you're gonna buy this item? This armor? Yeah, it's good quality and it's good quality and it actually kind of fit me perfectly. Why? After some few moments, the red-haired man just smiled and laughed a little. The man told the shop to suck it and took the crate, asking Belle to follow him. Belle looked shocked at this, but the store owner just said, Follow the boy. He's the one that created the armor. Belle was shocked by this, and Ice was kind of, well, that was kind of a coincidence. Belle went out and saw the man sitting at a bench. The man had, oh God, I need to find a picture. Give me a second. Give me a second. Um, the man had some red hair and had a grin on his face. The man also had grayish looking eyes on his face. Eyes walked over with Belle, and the boy looked shocked at this. The man looked shocked at this. Oh, I didn't see you there, Sword Princess. Sorry about that earlier. If you heard me arguing with the man. Belle shook his head. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, I'm Welf Crowdstow. I'm the guy that made this armor. Really? Yeah. So may I ask, are you two part of the same familia? Because, well... Oh no, I'm part of the Hestia familia. Belf did this. Oh, that makes sense. Well, anyways... You want to buy my armor. I can make a better deal than anyone else here. Than that man inside there. How about it? Bell talked with Welf about the armor and the price. Belf came with a question that he wanted to be a question. Can I join your party if you have some? Can you not join someone from your familia? No, a lot of my familia hates me actually. So I cannot join a lot of them. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, is it allowed? Belle looked at Eyes. Yes, it can be allowed and help. Yes, you can party up with other members from another familia. I know that Hestia-sama and Hephaestus-sama are Goddess Hestia and Goddess Hephaestus are good friends. So I think they will allow you two to party up. Oh, well, okay then. I will talk to my goddess if you talk to yours. Belle and Welf may talked a little more about stuff. How Belle can have a private, can talk to Welf about making weapons for Belle or armor when he needs to make a contract with Welf. Belle agrees to this and asks if they can. If he agrees or did not, just meet him at the front of the tower at a specific spot in front of the tower. Welf agreed and shook Belle's hand. Belle took the armor. Even though it didn't match him correctly, it still can be modified. And Belle needs to still figure out how it can be used in the dungeon. Belle took the armor and walked out and walked away from Welf that waved at them and walked away. So, should I get some weapons or just stick with the knife for now? You can stick with the knife for now. Welf probably has some weapons you can borrow in the meanwhile. Yeah, that can probably happen. Belle, after they walked out of the tower and walked away from a little bit, they arrive at a freeway street. I should probably go home to the Twilight Manor. it was fun having you with us. Thanks. It was kind of fun to walk around with you for as well. I smiled and nodded, walking away, waving at Belle and walking away. Belle stood there for a moment when he just looked to an alleyway. You know, I told you that I was a hunter, right? Izuku walked out of the alleyway shocked as hell. How did you know? Well, your eyes, kinda gave it away. I said, I'm a hunter, not an adventurer. So, I learned how to hunt prey and know when I'm being hunted. Oh, yeah, hunter, not an adventurer. Adventurers. Well, it's kind of a useful skill you have there. Yeah, thanks. So, that Smith, Wolf Crozo. You saw that? Yeah. He can probably make some weapons for you, so you don't have to buy some. Make sure you're gonna be fighting alright. Fighting good with him. I will still train you in the afternoons, in the mornings before you go. Don't worry about it. Thanks, pal. No, thanks, Izuku. No problem. And by the way, don't think I know you have a crush on my sister. I don't know what you're talking about. Belle, I'm not dumb. I know you have a crush on my sister. You're the blonde one, aren't you, of Bakugo and you? Kind of a blonde one. Bakugo is more blunt. Talks more. Say more about it than me, but yeah. I've learned a lot over the years, so that's also one of the reasons why. I got it. Anyways, stick with the knife you have right now. It will probably be helpful. Okay, I understand. By the way, we need to learn to expand that situational awareness you got. That was hella. Eyes didn't even see me or feel me around. She never could do that a lot, but you did it. Well, was it immediately? No, it took me 5 minutes. It took a lot of minutes to find you. Oh. That makes sense. Anyways, let's go back. Belle nodded and walked with Izuku back to the Hearth Manor. At night. I think I said it before. It was night in Aurario, and we see a statue of a massive god. This statue of a massive elephant upon a massive elephant looking around, looking fierce. We hear a man shouting in a room in this house. I am Ganesha. Welcome all my friends and goddesses and gods to my banquet. You just hear the man yelling around. 3 gods were talking in the background. Ganesha is loud as always. Yeah, can you blame him? Oh, look, there's Lord Hermes. And is that take as well? The three gods looks at where a did I say it was Hermes and Take? They see Hermes and Take are well having some little fun when Take just having trying to have some food. The gods talked a little more when they spotted a beautiful woman walking down the stairs. And there she is, the goddess with one of the most powerful familia. All three of them, all three of them just say Freya at the same time. Freya walks down when she sees two goddesses talking, a red-haired one and a black-haired one as well. She smiled and walked over to them. Hello, you two. Both of them looked behind to see Freya. Ah, Freya. I can't do Loki's voice. Freya, it's good to see you. Why are you here? You never go out to these events. You never come out to these events. Yeah, quite peculiar of you. Hestia just looked at Freya, that just smiled at her. Well, I just thought I wanted to go out this evening. What? Can I not do that? Of course you can. Just weird to see you sometimes out here. Of course it is. Anyways, how are you two doing? Our familias just returned from the dungeon a few days ago. It's been great, actually. Oh? I've heard some rumors that you got a new member, Hestia. How long has it been since you got one? 5 years. We didn't have some good, people coming to get some fame from us. Yes, yes, your methods are kind of weird. May I say so myself? Oi, I know how you get some of your members. You don't talk. Of course, of course, of course. After that, another red-haired woman walked over to the group. Oh my, oh my. Looks like you three having a loving talk. All three of them looked at Hephaestus walking over in a red dress. Hephaestus, it's good to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you as well. I heard you got a new member, Hestia. Yes, I got a new member. Yes, I got a new member. And what about it? Well, it's been a while since I've heard you got a new member, so I just wanted to ask how and who it is. Well, he's a young man coming from outside of Aurario. He has gotten some training in some other sorts of battle, but he's still weak. He's a good learner, but still weak in a sense of battle with monsters. I see. I see. After that, they just started to talk a little more. When Freya was called away from something. When Freya left, all three of them looked at where she went. She's up to something. Yeah, I've never seen her like this before. What do you think it's about? Probably about my member. She cannot be that stupid. right? No, sometimes she can be. Sometimes she can be stupid. You know, Freya. You're right, she can. You're right, she can be stupid. So, how's the boy actually? He's fine. He grows a lot faster than usual. Oh, by the way, I've heard that wanna Belle want to team up with one of your members. Hmm? I didn't hear that. Well, one of my members actually came to ask me that when I was came to my room. Oh? I think he said that his name was Welf Crotzo. Ah, Welf. Yes. He's a good member of mine. Does not have a lot of friends in my familia. I will allow the both of them to work together if you allowed it. You will allow it as well. Of course, I don't want my members to die in the first day. Of course, that makes sense. That makes sense. By the way, I may be asking you a huge favor from the time some of my member rescued some of yours. Oh? And what will that be? Not here. Maybe later on. Oh, okay. I understand. After that, all three of them just talked about random stuff. The next morning, Bell woke up and put on his armor and went to training with Izuku. It was the same sort of deal. It was the same sort of deal like the rest. Izuku trained him about how to move and how to strike with a knife. Because Bell doesn't have a hunter knife yet, he's still using the guild issue knife. After an hour of training, Izuku went to around the same place he asked Welf to meet. He saw Welf sitting at the fountain waiting for him. Welf smiled and walked over. I got permission to team up with you from my goddess. I got the same here. Both of them talked a little before they went into the dungeon. Alright, so how many floors do you want to go? Well, I have gone down a few floors myself, but how about we go down and just do not. We can, well, fight a little bit more. Let's kill some monster up here, but not take their crystals on the first and second floor, and probably take some crystals from some of the other floors. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Both of them went into the dungeon and started to fight monsters, getting some drop items and some loot. After they went up and checked over the crystal, they were shocked. 15,000? It's not a lot, but this is a lot. Yeah, this is. I've never made this much money before. Yeah, that makes sense, but oh god, I need to. Both of them talked a little more about what to do and everything. They had to go up because of their items getting their bags getting full of items and drops. So they had a little more time to spend. Hey, can you? We can go over and modify the armor I gave you that I made so you can do more movement. I saw some problems when you were fighting. Yeah. Yes, of course. Both of them walked away from the Babel Tower and towards where Wealth works on his items. When they arrived, Wealth walked in and put down his items and stuff and his weapons. Bell walked Bell walked in with him and looked Bell walked in and took off the items, the armor that had to be modified. So, Wealth, I never asked, but why did you want it to become a blacksmith? Wealth stood there for a moment and talked. I ran away from my family a year ago by now. Well, almost 2 years ago by now. Really? Yeah. My family is the Crotto family. Have you heard of them? Now that you say it, yes, I have heard of your family name. They're the people that makes magic swords, right? Yeah. I can make magic swords, but it's all the people wanted to get me to do. Make magic swords so they can become stronger and famous, but that's not what I want to do. I want to make armor they can rely on so they can fight and oh, sorry about that. I want to make armor and weapons they can rely on, not just a one-time use weapon like a magic sword. I see. That's why you never want to make them? Yeah. That's why I never want to make them. They can make people they can make people angry or self-absorbed, making them rely on them. And when they break, they're dead. They're dead. I don't really care about magic swords and that, so don't worry about that. Great, because I don't want you to get addicted to magic swords. No way! I'm a hunter. Well, an adventure hunter now. Yeah. So you need to sometime get up close and hunt with bow and arrow. By the way, do you have something better than this knife? Like a hunter's knife? Wealth took the weapon that Bell showed him. Maybe. I got some few swords, but I don't think you want to use them. No, not exactly. I want a weapon a knife weapon with a little more reach than that knife that I can use to fight with. I don't got that weapon, but I can make some. Don't worry. Do you want them a little more thicker or sharper or a little more longer? I want them I want my knife to be long but reliable so I can fight but still strong as a normal sword. Hmm. Yeah, I can probably make that weapon, don't worry. Great, thanks, Wolf. Bell stood up and shook Wolf's hand. Of course. I do rely on you to help me in the dungeon now. Bell, sm- Bell smiled at it as well. Thanks. Bell said goodbye to Wolf and walked out of his forge. Bell walked towards his manor when he felt eyes on him again. He looked around and trying to spot where those eyes came from. It's the same kind of eyes. It eyes that looked into his soul and seeing what it is. Bell could not feel where it came from because when he felt it, it's gone. After some few moments, Bell just walked back home. Bell walked back home to the others. After arriving at the house, he went to have some lunch went to have some lunch. There's not a lot of people in the familia in the dining hall at the point where Bell walked in. He went over where he could get some food and took some lunch. He walked over to a table and just sat down, thinking about the eyes that was on him. It was weird how it was there and not there. It felt high, like high above, not on a roof, but higher, more elevated. He never fought before someone walked over to him. He looked up to see Aisawa. Hello, Bell. Oh, Mr. Aisawa. How are you? How have you been doing? I've heard Isugu have trained you for a little while. Yes, he has. How's that coming along? Great, but I still can't, learn a lot from him. I see. You use a knife. You use a knife, of course. Yes. A hunting knife? I've heard from Isugu that you were used to be a hunter. Yes. Or maybe a hunting sword. Yes, that makes sense. I can help you train with a hunting sword and knife. Wait, really? Yeah, I used to be a hunter as well. Before I came here. Bell looked shocked at this. Don't look shocked, I'm not like any other adventurers. You know this. Well, no, I don't. Right, I forgot. I'm just used to people knowing that I was a hunter. Yeah, that makes sense. After Mr. Aisawa told him that he will be joining him and Isugu at training tomorrow morning, someone walked over. Two people walked over to the table. There was a woman with green hair and with a huge smile on her face. And a purple haired kid with the same kind of look as Mr. Aisawa. Shota, are you coming? Oh, well, hello there. I've never met you before. Oh, I'm Belle Crenell. Ah, so you're the new member. Sorry I haven't met you yet. Some of the others has been kind of busy afterwards of the, well, returning. I understand, don't worry. My name is... I've forgotten her name. I am so sorry. She tells Belle... Did I say Isuku all the time? Shit, if I said Isuku, I meant Belle. The woman introduced her name, but she said, "But if you can't pronounce it, just call me Miss Joke. That's my adventurer's name." Oh, okay. And who might you be? My name is Shinso. Shinso Aisawa. Izuku looked shocked at this and looked to Aisawa. He's my adopted son, not my biological son. Izuku just blinked at this and just looked at both of them, just Aisawa, Shinso, Aisawa, Shinso, Aisawa, Shinso, and just did it faster and faster. Miss Joke just laughed at this. Yeah, we know, they look the same, but they kind of have the same kind of problems. They have the same kind of problem, don't worry. Everyone gets confused. Oh, okay. By the way, are you two married? Yes. Yes, we are. Oh, I didn't. I don't tell a lot of people. Don't worry about it. But get it ready in the morning. I'm gonna train you in with a knife and a hunting sword. Oh, okay. By the way, who haven't I met from the Familia? Oh, oh, the people you haven't met are. Tell me who you have met. Well, I know Bakugo, Isuku, you, Shinzo, and Miss Joke now. I met Nesu, of course, All Might, Present Mike, and some few other random members. If I've forgotten someone, please leave it in the comments. Oh, okay. So you haven't met some of the others. I saw mention some of the other random people in the Familia. You also haven't met Mina Ashido and Kuroshima, Uraka and Ida. Those are the people you haven't met. Oh, who is the last four? Oh, the last four are Izuku's and Bakugo's friends. They're, well, level 4 and 3. They haven't grown as fast as those two. They joined around 5 years ago, actually. 5 years ago. Yeah, you haven't met. They joined 5 years ago. They're kind girls and boys. Ida is a knight adventurer. He has a lot of armor and a spear and a shield. Kirishima is a close combat fighter. You probably saw him. He has red hair that's spiked up. Mina is a sort of human. Is a human girl with. Is a human. No. Oh God, what should Mina be? Okay, Mina. Oh God, I don't know what Mina should be. Should she be an Amazon? Yeah, Mina is an Amazon as well. Mina is a. This is Miss Joke that's talking. Mina is an Amazon you've probably seen around. She has She had a vest on that's tied around her chest. Has some coat and flurry. You've probably seen her with Kirishima if you have seen him. No, I haven't seen an Amazon in the Familia. Ah, so those two has been busy around town then. And Uraka is the best friend of Izuku Midoriya. I see. What is she? Uraka is a girl with brown hair and a witch hat. She's a mage with gravity magic and healing magic. Oh, that's could be useful magic. Yeah, she's around level 3 like Lufia if you met her. Oh yeah, I was kind of dragged to be there. Um kind of dragged to be a pack mule for Tyona, Tyone, and Lufia and I's about clothes. Ah, I see. That makes sense. I see, I see. Oh, right. You probably also have you seen a yellow-haired boy and a girl with purple hair as well? Those are Kaminari and Jiro. We almost forgot those two. Oh, are they part of the Familia? Yes, actually. Jiro is a girl with a sword and has some also sound magic. It's really useful in a crowd. Wow. And Kaminari? Kaminari has a useful skill called Electric Shield, but it Kaminari has lightning magic and some other skills. I see. Thanks for the explanation. No problem. It's no problem, Isuku. Bell, it's no problem, Bell. All three of them waved to Bell and walked off to another table. Isuku ate his food and put it away so someone can clean it, and walked up to his room. Bell walked up to his room and lay down on his bed, falling asleep after this tiring day. We see Hestia and Hephaestus sitting in an office. In Hephaestus' office. So you want to make a hunting knife for the low-level member of your familia? Yes, please. Why should I? I know I have this debt to your familia, but why using on this? The boy can grow very fast. I'm afraid that he's gonna break every single weapon he gets. You know how Ice was back then. Yes, I remember how she was. Don't worry about it, I remember. Yeah, that's why. So please, I beg of you. Can you make a weapon that can grow with him and then can't be destroyed? I will cast in the favor you owe my familia and some money. I can say 10 million valors and the favor will be enough. Great, thank you. That will be enough. Alright. Aphasia stood up and walked over to where she picked over to a shelf. She picked up a hammer and walked over to her forge. Well, opened a door to her forge. But you need to help me. Hestia smiled and walked with her. Walked with her into the smithing area. 2 days has passed by, and Wealth and Belle has explored the dungeon a lot together. But right now, Wealth have to do something for his familia, and had to do something on Monstephilia. Belle was walking through the streets, just looking around at the festival that's going on right now. He was walking. He was actually walking with Tyona, Tyone, Lufia, and Lufia. And Lufia, trying to find some stuff. Bakugo and Isugu was also there walking with them. Are you excited, Belle? Kind of. I've never seen a festival like this. Of course, Monstephilia is a big deal. Even though us high-level adventurers don't need it, we still enjoy seeing it sometimes. Okay, I understand. But, how is it that special? Some of the Ganesha familia put us on a show how they trained monsters and everything. It's really good. Oh, okay. Oh, are you sure? They're not gonna escape the Ganesha familia or anything? Well, of course not. They're not that stupid. Belle just leaned over. Ganesha familia has good security around the monsters. It will become a huge problem if they actually get released. Then someone has, well, done something. Done something that can cause them to release. So I won't worry about it, Belle. Oh, okay. All the all 6 of them walked into the stadiums and just started to watch the show. A little ways away, I stood there with her goddess and looked at the goddess Freya. So, you're causing trouble? I want to know why you've been causing trouble for little Hestia. Whatever do you mean? You Goddess, I know you're interested in her new familiar member. You're easy to read. Oh, I want to ask why. Because this can also affect me. Freya was about to answer when they hear some people walking up to their table. They look to see Hestia with All Might and Riveria. Hello there, you two. Hestia walked up to the table and sat down. All Might and Riveria walked over to Loki and Eyes and sat down and stood behind Loki. All Might standing behind Hestia. A few seconds later, a Boaz arrived at the table standing behind Freya. All Might looked at the young man standing behind Freya. Hello, Otter. Hello, Sensei. Otter bowed to All Might, and All Might nodded to him. So, Freya, why are you interested in my new member? Freya smiled, and Freya was still smiling, but everyone could see she was getting nervous. Well, I have no idea what you're talking. Freya, I know you. I know what you wanted to do. Please tell me what you want with my new member. You know how I get when my familia is threatened. Otter and Freya knows what she was talking about. When Apollo got interested in Hestia's familia back then, All Might was around the level 3 and some of the ice and some of Hestia's other members was around level 2. Apollo did a whole shenanigans and made Hestia angry. The war game was kind of awful at that point. Otter never saw the match because he was not born yet. It was 45 years ago and Otter wasn't born, but he heard what All Might described of the battle and how everything happened. Freya looked at Hestia and saw she wasn't kidding. His soul is clear, shining, different from other people. This shocked everyone because the gods knew about souls and everything. A clear soul? Are you kidding me, Freya? I am not. His soul is clear, different from other people. Hestia just looked at Freya. Alright. Why do you want him? Well, I've never seen the soul. He's interesting. And he also grows very fast. Freya, I will warn you once. If you do something, it's a familia war. Your familia cannot and will not try anything. Freya looked at Hestia and she knew deep down she cannot beat Hestia. Everyone thinks that Loki, Freya, and Hestia are equal, but that is a lie. Freya knew that Finn is a level 7 in Loki's familia, but the most powerful person in the whole world after Zeus's familia's fall was All Might. All Might is a person that has reached level 8 before. Is a level 8. So All Might was stronger. Even though he's older than Otter, All Might is stronger and still faster than Otter. Even though Freya could send Otter and her executive on All Might still has strength over all of them and more experience. All Might has once taken down a whole familia in the Dark Ages alone. Even though they were lower member and some of their strongest was level 4, he still beat them. Even though they were weaker, she knew Otter could never defeat All Might. Freya looked at them and agreed that she wouldn't do anything. Lied to them that she wouldn't do anything. She took Otter and left the cafe. She's gonna do something. Yes. But I will let her once. And I warned her later. I think she will push your buttons more and more. So you have to step your foot down. If she does it 2 times, I will only let it 2 times. 3 times, then it's a familiar war. She will not push any of my buttons. If she does, her whole familia is dead. So, the main story, the same, I will just go a little over it because I won't explain. Belle went out to get some snacks for the others when the monsters gets released from the Colosseum. A silverback was chasing after him. Chasing him. He tried to fight it, but he hasn't had an update. He hasn't have a update yet. Belle was getting nervous about this when he sees his goddess coming out from a wall in the Daedalus street he was running from. He was shocked that she was there, but not with anyone. He immediately went into the wall and grabbed her and ran far away from it. He took to where they hid in the courtyard. Goddess Hestia, what are you doing here? Where is your bodyguard? I told them to leave me alone for a little bit. I wanted to find you to give you something. But it seems like I have to give it to you now. Wait, what do you mean now? Belle, I know you're growing fast. And I'm afraid that you're gonna break a lot of weapons. So I called in one of the favors Hephaestus owed me and paid some little money to give you this weapon. Hestia showed a box she had with her. She opened it and showed the weapon to Belle. I will find a picture of a hunting knife that I think that Belle will fit Belle. Give me a moment. Alright, so I found. Oh. Oh shit, I. Sorry about that. I found a weapon that I actually like. It's not. I don't think it's a hunting sword, but this is what the weapon looks like. So, you just saw the picture. I will leave a link where you can find it. So, Belle took the sword and looked at it and saw runes on it. God, is Hestia, this weapon. It's good, isn't it? I called it, I call it the Black Teeth. I haven't, I, it's called the Black Teeth. Not the Hestia knife, because it's not a knife and it's not called after Hestia. So the Black Teeth, I'll just call it that. Bell looked more at the weapon when Hestia told him, "Alright, Bell, I need to update your status quickly. I think that monster is coming really quickly." Bell could hear some noises coming. Bell immediately turned around and he showed her his back. Hestia started to update his status and looked at it. Bell grew a lot. It's the original kind of status he was at. It's his normal stats at Monsterphilia, but like 10 to 20 more points. Hestia was shocked and smiled at this. She was glad that she got Belle in her familia. Hestia put down his shirt and Belle got nervous of this. Hestia saw this and smiled. She put her head on his back like in the original scene. And I think she said she said the same thing like in the original. When the monster, the silverback, came over the wall and walked towards them, the same exact scene. Belle ran, not the same exact scene. Belle ran out of the place when he got motivated by Hestia. He runs towards the silverback and cuts and dodges when the silverback threw a hand. Throws his hands throw one of his hands to try to hit Belle, missing him. Belle jumps forwards and cuts towards the monster's legs, were cutting into it, making it fall down to a knee. The monster screamed at Belle for hurting him. Belle jumped up to cut the rope for the monster's armor, cutting a little into it as well. The monster screamed out and trying to hit Belle in his side, making him flying. Belle correct himself in the air and landing on the ground, running again towards the monster. The monster reached both of his arms up and slammed his hands down, tried to hit Belle with a hard hit. Belle dodging it and jumping up onto one of its arms and starts cutting into it, running up to its shoulder. The monster screamed and trying to get back, but Belle went up to its head, cutting the headpiece off of the silverback. Belle jumped down to the ground and looked behind. The monster spits in like the original scene, spits the thing out and screamed at Belle. The monster attacked Belle with the change that it had, and make Belle flying up to the air, grabbing a clothesline and looking down to the ground. Belle immediately went down to the monster and cuts into it by the chest. The monster screamed out, and Belle immediately turned around and jumped towards the chest, hitting it and killing the monster. After that, everyone that was in hiding celebrated that Belle won. Sorry about that. Hestia went over to check on Belle. She smiled, seeing that he was okay. Alright, good job, Belle. Before anything happened, they hear some people rushing over to them. Meanwhile, somewhere else, Izuku, Bakugo, Tiona, and Luffy noticed that Belle hasn't returned back. They were getting worried and looked around. I think it was Tiona that asked what was going on, where Ganesha was. It seems like they were having a problem. After some few moments, they went out to try to find Belle, when they spotted eyes on the top of a broken pillar. After some few moments, they saw her flying off. All of them rushes towards her and sees monsters. Bakugo and Izuku. I think I said Belle instead of Izuku. I'm sorry. Bakugo and Izuku immediately knew what was going on and immediately jumped to other places than Eyes were. The girl rushes up to Eyes to ask what was going on. She said there was monsters around. She said there were monsters around they have to defeat. They have to defeat to make the public safe. After some few moments of them talking, monsters popped up that looks like vines. The girls immediately tried to defeat them, but they were stronger than they were. They're kind of stronger than other monsters, and they have never seen it before. After some fighting, after some few fighting, Luffy decided to, use her magic to defeat them. But when she was doing it, one of the vines immediately sprouted into a flower? Everyone was shocked by this, but no one reacted almost in time to see Luffy getting hit and be sent back. But Bakugo arrived to grab Luffy, sitting her down. Izuku also arrived at the area, immediately killing one of the monsters with his sword. Izuku helped the girls to defeat the monsters, but they were kind of harder to defeat than normal. Luffy got up to cast night spells to kill all of the monsters. Everyone was shocked by the strength of these monsters, but heard that Hestia was being attacked, that a boy and a goddess was hiding in a street area. Back to where we last left off with Bell. They saw the group rushing over to them to talk. Izuku, Bakugo, and the others rushed over to Bell and Hestia, asking if they were okay, if they were fine, if anything hurt. Hestia just said she wasn't hurt, but Belle got some few injuries. She told them to go off, that she had to do something. On a roof, Freya was watching this all happen. He grew fast. A wind blew through the cloak and Freya looked behind her to see Hestia and All Might standing there. Otter immediately appeared. I told you not to do anything, Freya. Oh my, I am so sorry then. 2 more chances I will give you. If the last one is used, Freya, I will do everything, and I mean everything, to kill off your familia. Do you understand me? Freya got scared at this and nodded, understanding her message. After that, All Might picked up Hestia and put it on putting her on his shoulder and jumping off. Freya looked at where they were going, and Otter looked at her. I suggest you don't do this again, Lady Freya. This could be a problem to us. Freya smiled. Maybe not. But I want that boy's soul to grow. That shine is glorious. This is where I'm gonna leave this episode off. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'm sorry for stuttering. I didn't, plan of doing a lot, but I had to filter in because I recorded a lot of gameplay in the background. So I'm sorry about that. Yes, Bell met Wealth earlier because I really enjoyed a couple of what ifs myself. I actually took some inspirations from them. I will probably if you want to listen to these what ifs, the one with Wealth meeting Bell earlier is called The Elemental Heroes. It's 14 chapters. I won't spoil anything, but I will highly recommend it. It's on YouTube, by the way, so you can go and find it and listen to it as well. I really recommend it that you go and listen to it. The other one that I got inspiration from is in another scene I got inspiration from is another one called Loki's Rabbit, or I need to really find the name, but I will probably do it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good morning, well, bye, farewell, see you later, have a wonderful time. Bye bye.